If you say, you know what, uncle, yeah? I understand what you're saying, yeah? Like, but I do interracial porn.
Content over everything.
So I'm good.
Start the question again.
You get me? Like, what Raspect done wasn't that bad. But no one weren't defending me like that. No one weren't defending me like that on the show.
What's up?
Man, I'm hearing uncles talk all these talks, and obviously you know you're involved in interracial porn. You know, me putting the book on the girl's back definitely ain't as bad as interracial porn.
But I never had a problem with that.
No, what I'm saying is you wasn't defending the thing on the show.
I wasn't there.
No, on the show, you was on the show when Uncle was
I just
talking to me.
arrived. I didn't even know what happened.
I don't know. I just heard your voice, and I was like, 1 minute. I swear this is the interracial porn, dog.
I just arrived.
Because Uncle Ty is there acting like you're a big angel talking about me, and the man them are talking about me. But I'm thinking, nah. But you got a hat that's talking about interracial porn.
So you realise Uncle Ty hadn't even met me. He hasn't even addressed me. He hasn't even talked to me yet.
No.
So for you to even bring me up in a situation, Uncle Ty has to have time with me before he can make judgment on my character.
Remember, I came in the show, you was there. So I didn't know how...
No, I came after.
Okay, well, I came in the show, I heard your voice. That was it. I didn't know how long you've known Uncle Ty. I didn't know.
But that's besides the point. He was addressing the situation on your account. And I understand what you're trying to say.
No, what I'm trying to
make
say,
a comparison.
I'm not saying, I wasn't even getting up to you though. I didn't have no problem with you though.
I understand.
Like you was just, I was more talking about how Uncle Ty was inconsistent in his argument. Because the fact of the matter is, yeah, that's why if you look at the show and look at the chats, yeah, at the beginning of the show, everyone hated me as they always hate Raspect. But during the show, because the truth was so pungent, people started to see it was biased. Because Uncle Ty, instead of saying, alright, cool, I don't agree with that, but I can talk to you differently, he started defending the position.
He didn't defend it.
He defended it. You know why he defended it? Because if man's saying that gay porn, yeah, is bad, yeah, and then Uncle Ty starts asking everyone, have you been a fornicator? Have you been an adulterer? How is your adultery, how is your sin worth in his sin? So now he's lighting up the sin, and he's saying that all sins are the same. But I said to Uncle Ty, someone who steals a sweet from a shop and a 60-year-old man that sleeps with an 18-year-old boy, the sin's the same. It's not the same.
But the whole point is that sin is sin regardless. And whether or not we want to put degrees on sin, the point is that they still have negative energy towards people anyway.
But that's why.
And whether or not you are a murderer, rapist, or whatever, it should not absolve from the fact that you need to self-reflect and be like, what have I done wrong? Now, for me personally, I don't necessarily have a problem with the thumbnail in particular. I'm sexually liberated. I love sexuality. But the difference is, I can say that out loud and I can put booty on my thumbnail and no one can come to me because that is who I am. I'm sexually liberated. But it seems that you put yourself across as someone who has sexual morals or sexual morality and have put this booty on screen and he's pulling you up for that.
Morals.
So the question is, why, if you have sexual morals, would you put booty on screen? But if you don't have sexual morals, in the sense that you have an open...
Because it's not interracial porn, bro. My sexual moral, everyone's got their own compass. You understand, fam? Me, I like I said on the show, yeah, I can't lie. I love the creator, I love his creation, yeah? I believe the black woman was his best creation, yeah? When he etched out all of those curves and he put my eyes in my head, he knew exactly what the reaction was going to be. So what I'm saying is, when I look at my sisters, I see the beauty in all of their different shapes. You understand? But I don't look at it in a way which is sexual or perverted like other people. So that same sister, me and that sister talk. But that sister will tell you, I've never moved to her in any sort of way. We talk about deeper stuff, we talk about reason. She's a very deep sister.
But that's not the reason you use it as a thumbnail.
No, it's because she's beautiful. Just like the trees are beautiful.
But then admit that. Do not give it some deeper meaning or deeper reason. Just admit it that it's clickbait. And
no, I didn't. One minute. Where's Leon? Cause I didn't pick the thumbnail. I didn't even pick for that video to go out. Leon, he films and he uploads. That's what he does. So there's so many videos on COE. It wouldn't have gone out the way. So if you go on my Instagram, you see that there's I done it the way I would have done it. So you see the picture with the book on the girl's back, and then it says, now we have your attention, and then the sister says, don't just look at the batty, look upon the knowledge. Yeah? So she's redirecting the youths who are looking at booty and looking at gold chains, and she's redirecting them back to knowledge. You understand? So that's how I see it. I'm going out for...
I understand, but the thing is, a lot of people will tell you that it's not you that changes the system, because the system will eventually change you. So you can't be against the system while using the same traits of the system to gain followings or to gain attention. So in terms of the knowledge itself, the knowledge should speak for itself, because it's completely irrelevant and it's completely divorced from the booty itself. But the fact that you're still using, I guess, almost selling techniques of this community, of this kind of like
no, it weren't even a selling technique. You were just on the roads, it was at carnival. Yeah, the sisters came up, one of the bad them, and you could hear it on the camera, says pull it on her, someone went to pull it between her breasts. Yeah, someone said pull it on her back. I genuinely was wondering, will it sit there? No, real talk, I could look in the camera, I genuinely was like, and I tried it out and it sat there. It weren't really and the thing is, when I done it, I didn't do it for the camera, like I didn't even think man was gonna pull it out. I just looked one day and see, boy, Raspect's there putting up, you get me? So, it is what it is, but the thing is, I can own anything I do. It's not something that I'm ashamed of at the same time. I'm not ashamed at all, bro, because I know for a fact, everyone behind the screen, yeah, when you see a booty, you look. I don't care, bro.
So why didn't you say that to Uncle Ty?
Uncle Ty said the same thing to Uncle Ty. I said he might be looking at it through a perverted lens, because that's maybe the lens that he has. Because when I'm in Africa and a woman whips out her nipple and calls her you, I'm not looking at it from a perverted state. Women dress all sorts in Africa. So what I'm saying is, it's not about the woman and how the women are dressing, it's about men redefining how we actually look at it. So I'm saying that you see the trees, and when I see like nice flowers or a nice field, I think that's beautiful to my eyes. My eyes likes the look of it. Anytime I go to a beautiful scenery in nature, my eyes like the look of it. Or if I'm watching a documentary and I see the Amazon birds and I see them, my eyes like the look of it. It's beautiful. But I see the same thing. If I can see the beauty in all of that, and I can't see beauty in woman with the most I made as my other half, you understand? Then something's wrong, Rasta.
So what's the difference between perversion and, I guess, just looking at a woman in admiration?
Yeah, I think that comes into your own mind. So when I've got a lot of beautiful sisters, a lot of sisters with a lot of different attributes physically, but the basis that I do all my sisters on is on an internal basis. So I've got a lot of beautiful sisters around me, but all of them are deep. They've all got mad knowledge. They're not just no airheads around me. You understand, fam? So that's where my value is in a sister. I feel like a sister, like I've got sisters that when I go around their yard, they just feed, man.
But how does our body...
Raspect, one question though, yeah, because I know people might be saying, yeah,
go on.
That might be a bit sexist, you might be objectifying women. Would you put your sister in that similar clothing
100%.
and position?
If my sister dresses like that,
your actual sister, blood sister.
100 million%. If my sister dresses like that, and if I saw that video, and that's what my sister wants to do, like even when my daughters, they can do what they want to do. They're gonna be free to be who they want to be. You understand, fam?
Would you want that personally for them? Then?
Yeah, I ain't got no problem, fam.
Okay, cool.
Like, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you, innit?
Yeah.
So my sister knows she's especially as an adult, if she's a big adult woman, which the woman was, she's a big 20, you get me? I can't say her age, but she's a big woman. You understand? And she's out here.
Can I ask a quick question as well?
Remember, in my generation, it's normal.
What's your issue with interracial porn?
Huh?
What's your issue with interracial porn?
No, fam, me, like, that ain't my, like, obviously, I was just saying it was hypocritical. I wasn't even getting onto you and your porn addiction, yeah? Or you and your porn love or whatever, yeah? If a man watches porn, innit? That's a man's thing. I ain't got nothing to say to no man. But what I'm saying is, I was on a show and people were getting on to me about putting a book on a sister's back. But the person that he was with talking to wears an interracial porn hat. So I would say this is hypocrisy. It wasn't about you as an individual or man watching porn and all of these things there. Like, that's a man's personal thing behind his closed doors. But then when you're wearing a hat now, representing that and representing interracial porn, then as a black man, I ain't gonna lie, there may be a conversation we can have. You understand?
Can you explain why?
Well, my view is that goes back to that black topic of whether we're black and whether we need labels and that. I'm definitely a black man. So if I'm a black man, my other half is a black woman. Yeah, and the black woman has been mistreated so much by everyone in society. I genuinely believe that it's the black man's duty to stand beside what would be our mothers, our daughters and our sisters. In the same way, my Chinese friends, when I see a Chinese man and you see the Chinese man stand beside his Chinese woman, don't you respect it, black man? When you see an Indian man and the Indian woman in their saris don't you respect it? Don't you love the look of it? You love it. So that's them in there. So it's the same thing when I see Africans. You understand? We gotta have that same love for ourselves. And what I genuinely believe is we live in a society which has forced white beauty standards us from young, so we don't even know it. You understand? From the page 3 in the Sun to all of the model white beauty standards, white to the point where our sisters feel like to the point where our sisters wear blonde wigs, to the point where our sisters will wear makeup to lighten their skin. Yeah, because of these white beauty standards. So I believe that as black men, we need to kind of get out of that mentality and see the beauty in our sisters. And the last thing I would say is that when I'm linking up with a woman, like I said, I don't just link up with her physically. Any woman I've dated, I can't just link up with her because she's nice. You know how many nice women there are out there? There has to be a mental link up, a spiritual link up, a cultural link up that I've only been able to feel fully compatible with a black woman. I don't feel like a white woman we could connect and go back on our history in the same. I feel like there will be much more problems in them families. Her dad likes to eat pork. I want to feed my grandchildren pork, and it's war now. It's war. You understand? So there has to be some sort of, you know what I'm saying? But then again, at the same time, I got enough brethren and they date who they want to date. It's not a problem. Of this generation, a lot of these man, you get me, man are on everything. But what I'm saying is, there was a generation before us, yeah, of black men that took pride in dating and rising up black women and building black families. And I feel like I'm one of the people that's just here to try and keep that alive as well.
As someone who, like you say, is supposedly for a black family and the betterment of black people, can you explain to me who kicked the black fathers out of the black homes?
I can't lie. When you're talking about
No, because the point is, I love to have this conversation and I actually want to better the community, but a lot of people do say that self-reflection isn't something that we do. And I do this quite heavily, just on myself in particular. So when we talk about the black family, can we be honest and have a conversation about who kicked the black fathers out?
Fam, when I speak your debates here, you use a lot of words and jargon, you ask a lot of questions. But the questions ain't got no answer in it. But when you're asking who kicked the black woman out, the black woman has her charges against the black man of what the black man's done wrong to her. Yeah? You've used me. You had children, you didn't look after them. The black man, also, as he speaks to the black woman, you kicked me out. Yeah, you stressed me out. So we both got our things. I'm not saying that the black woman has been perfect, but I'm saying, if we look historically, yeah, when we're going actually through the war, when we're looking at black man being on the front line, right by our side is our black woman. When they used to use the hoses on us, the one by our side was the black woman. Even in Ethiopia, when we had the war with the Italians, and the Mandem, the Ethiopian Mandem, was backing down. They weren't on nada. They're all running away. It was Ya Santua, a woman. Yeah? We had to go and start riding, and then the Mandem started saying, yo, we want to grow some. And then they chased the Italians out. But if it wasn't for that sister stepping up, they would have probably lost that war at Menelik to not even get to the one with Mussolini. Yeah? So I'm just saying historically, Winnie Mandela, yeah? Nanny Maroon, yeah? Queen Nyabingi, Queen Mother Moore. You understand? Historically, no matter where the black man's gone to struggle, right beside him has been the black woman.
This is my biggest problem. Black empowerment does not mean black empowerment at the expense of black men's well-being and self-esteem. I'm very sorry. We were there as well. When we went to the civil rights marches, they were there because they were fighting for their own rights as well. Black men were not fighting just for black men's rights. They were fighting for everyone's rights. So I am so sorry that you had to come to your own rally to get your own rights. Everyone has to fight for their own rights. In what society in the world, right, has anyone gained rights by not turning up?
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying she just turned up.
Belittling. You are belittling.
No. I'm not saying the black woman just turned up to a rally, you know. I'm saying if you look at the history of any black man that's managed to stand up and rise up our nation effectively. I'm talking about the Marcus Garveys, the Malcolm X's. Anywhere you saw it, you can look at their autobiographies, they're gonna tell you about a black woman. That's where the saying comes from. Behind every black great man is a great woman. That is where that saying comes from. You understand? Even Haile Selassie, when he was getting crowned in Ethiopia, he said that he wants Empress Menen to get crowned beside him.
But how does that take the responsibility away from the fact that they have to be there at their own struggle to get their own rights? How does that take away from the struggle?
But what I'm
at
saying
the end of the day, black men are the ones pushing forward these movements.
Because
so
we're
you
men.
Need to, no. You need to stop diminishing the fact that black men are trying their hardest to work and make a better society and a better scenario for black women and black children. The idea that the black woman is behind the black man, of course you're going to be behind the black man when he's fighting for your rights.
Well, besides,
give me a society where anyone's rights has been given without them being there. This entitlement, right, to black men's bodies and this entitlement to black men's enthusiasm, inspiration, power. No, wait, let me finish. No, I'm sorry. You have to let me finish. Because there's this massive thing within the black community of uplifting sisters. And I'm fully for it. But the problem is, when you think about what the sisters have been put through, what have we not been put through that the sisters have been put through?
Obviously, when you look at the systems that we live in a system, we have racism, which is a big problem. The black woman has to deal with that.
We have to deal with that.
She has to deal with that.
We have to deal with that.
Yeah? But what I'm saying is when she has to deal with that, more times she has to deal with that as a single parent mum. You understand? Most times when the black woman's having to deal with that,
and that has nothing to do with the fact that she couldn't hold a man down at all.
No. We can't just put it on the fact that
you can't. Don't get me wrong.
Listen.
You can't just put it on the woman, but you can't just put it on the man.
No. Let me tell you about a man, yeah? If a man wants to be in his children's life, yeah, and I'm talking from experience, as someone who didn't have his dad around, you understand? And as someone, you understand? Come on. So if a man wants to be around, a man's going to be around. You understand? And if a man don't want to be around, a man's not going to be around. You understand? Don't get it twisted. There's women that make it extremely difficult for brothers, you know? But what I'm saying is, yeah, what I'm saying is it's a balance, because more time, yeah, we want to have our cake and eat it. You understand, fam? So we might be doing things within that relationship that entices her emotions. You understand?
Why are they then? No. This is a big question.
Yeah?
If this is a type...
Paradise is under your feet. That's what paradise is found under your feet, so your mothers.
I understand. But again, I'll ask you again. These men are being kicked out of the homes, yes? Because they can't get along, yes? If you can't get along, why are you having children? I would never have a child with someone that I did not get along with.
But bro, like, it's not like there's not white women who don't kick out black men and call them nigger.
We can talk about white women. We can talk about white women. But don't deflect. Don't deflect.
I'm not deflecting. You are deflecting. I'm not deflecting.
Because this same issue.
In every culture, the men and the women have their issues. Now within the black community, we may have more issues because we've been attacked.
We don't have more issues.
What I'm saying is, the way we've been attacked as a culture, you understand, especially in America, but even in England as well, yeah, sometimes it's hard for the man to provide, so the man doesn't feel like enough, you understand? But sometimes the man's promiscuous, you understand? Sometimes the man likes to put his thing around, so it's a balance. You can't blame it on just the woman or the man. What it comes down to is us as adults, as men and women, to come together and take responsibility. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to blame the black woman. And what I'm not going to tell the black woman to do, what I'm not going to tell the black woman to do is blame the black man. You understand? If anything, we should be looking at ourselves. So I'm going to blame the black man, and you blame the black woman, and we both hold accountable for what we're doing in order to
speak to the sisters.
That's 100. That's it. But I'll ask you again. You spent this whole time blaming the brothers for it,
he's
right?
not blaming, speaking to the brothers.
No. He's blamed the brothers for it. He said that the brothers haven't uplifted the sisters, even though I've asked him.
Including me.
No. I'll ask you.
I haven't always done right by sisters, bro.
Who gave the rights?
Like,
Who ended segregation?
Huh?
Who ended segregation?
The black man and the black woman. Everything we done it hand in hand, bro. But a man, obviously, a man might lead the way. But like what I'm saying is, yeah, in a lot of organisations, you saw Marcus Garvey, you saw all the men in the suits, but you didn't know the actual organisation was all done by women. So we have something in our culture called organise, mobilise, organise, centralise, mobilise, and rise. You understand? The woman does the organisation. You understand? The man does the mobilization. Together we come together to centralize, and that's how we rise. So in every organization that we saw when we won anything, 9 times out of 10, the woman was actually the organizer behind the actual, you know what I'm saying? So in Marcus Garvey's movement, anytime you found a male senior, you found a direct woman senior. that was actually the success to Marcus Garvey's movement, along with obviously the church and the mosque working together in the black community. Those were some of his greatest
successes.
successes.
With that kind of brief summary, is that you're comparing a society and a culture that is classically, historically matriarchal. So we've never had a thing where men have to be at the top. It just happened that the people who were moving the movement and the people, the foot soldiers, as you would call them, were a mix of people. They weren't just women; they were a mix of people. So let's get it straight. Let's get it right. So when we're talking about supposedly the movements and the women being behind them, why are you not adding the men behind these movements as well? And then just a further comment. We all know that in the 60s, when the government produced subsidies for all of these women to basically kick the men out of the homes, it wasn't just the black woman, it was the white woman doing it as well. It was across the board. And I've spoken to white people as well. White people believe that system has fucked them over as well.
Talking about in America?
Yeah, we're talking about in America, but we're talking about over here as well, in terms of the nuclear family or whatever, right? It's in their communities as well, right?
Well, what's the solution as black men?
Say that again?
What's the solution as black men? Leave black women?
No, the solution is black. Are you referring to the heart?
Just-
But we can go to this
what's the
conversation if you like. The solution.
My solution is that me as a man look at what I'm doing wrong, yeah, and speak to my brothers and say, look, this is because I've seen how this breakdown of what we're doing wrong affects on the streets. So a lot of these youths out here that are doing the madness, they didn't have their dad around. So I can take responsibility as a man. And you know what? When the sisters start seeing us take responsibility, that gives the sisters some form of hope. And more time, the sisters more likely to come to the balance of where we're at. With me, with sisters, I haven't had bad experiences. Some man have had, from speaking to the brother, he's had more bad experiences with black women than me, definitely.
Where have you got this from?
Only because the way you describe the black woman isn't.
No.
Because I've had such good experiences.
Sorry. I have to shut this shit down.
I couldn't describe her in the same way. You know, like that.
I critique black
My
men
mumsy and that.
the same way as I critique black women. That's the difference between me and you.
Yeah.
I treat them as equals.
Yeah.
You put the black woman on a pedestal.
She's a
The problem
woman.
with that. The problem with that.
The equality that you have is just.
Say that again?
The sense of equality that you have
Exactly.
is just because she's a woman. She's a nurturer and natural. We are the
nurturer,
man. We're
them words.
Say that again?
So we are men.
Remember,
Equality is a Western idea, isn't it?
How does a woman produce a child without sperm?
Listen. Yes, okay.
Yes,
So okay. We come with our little dingaling.
Can you wait?
We have a good time.
It's a combination.
How does a woman produce a child?
Listen.
Give me 2
You
seconds.
need one another.
How does a woman produce a child without sperm?
You need one another.
How does a man produce a child without an ovary?
You need one another.
Exactly.
Listen.
So this idea of equality comes
But
from
a
the
man
fact.
is not a
Wait.
woman and a woman is
The
not a
fact
man.
is, can you explain why?
No, 1 minute.
Can you explain why?
It ain't hijacking. Look. We come with our dingaling. I like Leon. We have a good time, you know. We have a good time. And we pass a shot. Yeah? Cup a shot. Yeah? And we say, go, more life. Yeah? Yeah? You them for come. Yeah? Then the woman, after that, she has to hold that in her belly for 9 months. That's what our black mothers done. Every single one of them. 9 months. They have to hold us in the belly. Then on the table, she has to push out this child. You understand? Then when that child comes, that child's got to be stuck to her. Yeah?
She has to raise that child.
Right, the man can go if he wants. He can go. She has to breastfeed that child. So what women do for us, wait, no, 1 minute. When you hear me putting my mother and my sister and my aunties on a pedestal as a man, that's what a man does, brother. Yeah? That's what a man does. We rise up our women, they stand on our shoulders so that they can put the youths above.
That's right.
You understand? So that's why we got to rise up the black woman, because if you don't rise up the black woman, what we're going to do, we're going to be putting her down. Because you're either going to be rising her up or you're pulling her down.
You understand that a lot of people that do have problems nowadays and do end up in prison is because of the self-esteem problems that they have. You do realise that, right?
How is that?
You do realise that?
Say that again.
The reason a lot of people do tend to revert to certain crimes, certain frustrations, is because of the self-esteem problems that we have built as a society, particularly men in particular.
I agree with that.
Men in particular are acting out because we're a feminist society, we're more gynocentric. We root all of our privileges and all of our kind of like necessities around women, and men are feeling a little bit left out. And how are men acting out? They're shooting up schools. They're going around in buildings shouldn't have X,
No,
Y,
no,
Z.
no, no.
Now, give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
Wait. Because you said how are men acting out, shooting up schools?
That's not us.
Let me just put a point out there, yeah. All of the things my Bloods and my Crips and my GDs are doing in America and the Vice Lords, and all of the brothers that are dying in Chirac, yeah. Out of all of them, it's not no black people that are going and shooting up schools. So that's the first point I've got to clarify. That ain't got nothing to do with us. That's why I'm saying the labels are important. That's why labels are important, because sometimes we got to differentiate that black people ain't doing this thing. So we got to use the label black. You understand? To say, no, that historically, we've never gone and shot up a school. No. That's a good statistic to put out there. So what I'm saying is when sometimes the points you make, the reason why I'm pointing that out is because sometimes the points you make have no relevance. So the point I made about rising up the black woman and the child, you then went and said a point that for me personally, it had no relevance to what we was actually saying. But what we really want from you, my brother, is solutions.
Solution. So he gave the solution.
I'll get to the solution. I will get to the solution. But you need to address the argument, in fact, because you have not done any of that. In terms of, you said that you're talking about relevance, yeah? I asked you about what are we doing, right, to make black men feel a little bit more confident. Then you brought up the fact that women carried a baby in their belly for 9 months. 9 months in comparison to what? The rest of their year? The rest of their lives, which is 80
Black
years?
man for grow some moves. So about what we're doing to make black man feel.
If they stuck around to bring up their children, then maybe they will feel more of a man.
Absolutely. But the question is, if you know that these black men are not going to be around, why are you letting them reproduce?
Because they love us and they take a risk.
What can you do? Is sex something you wake up doing in the morning?
What I'm saying
One
is,
minute.
every woman is told by the man that she's
I think, but this is the problem.
Sometimes it's in hindsight about production. Yeah? Sometimes you have to go through the experience to realize.
Guys, these are all weak excuses. I'm sorry, these are weak excuses.
Listen,
The reason, Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. There is a reason why there's a free date rule, right? You do not sleep with someone before the free dates. It's because why? There's a vetting process before that.
Which
So
father
wait for it.
knows that he's not going to be near his child?
You never know what
Which father wants that?
But enough of us was made on one night stand. Let's be real.
How many what?
Yeah,
Which
it's a Marvin Gaye.
Which father
Sex,
doesn't want to be around
that's
his
where enough
children?
of us was created.
But it happens.
Whether we
Do
like
you
it or
really
not.
think that there's fathers out there who received a phone call, right, that I'm late, right, and I have a child coming on the way, and they don't lock up? You don't think that there's fathers like that?
There is.
So where are you getting this
But
idea?
there's also fathers who can't see in the future and see that the relationship with the mother's going to break down.
100%.
Say that again?
No one
But
has
the
to break
intention-
down.
Why are you
the
having?
intent-
If that's the case, why are you
But that's in
having sex?
hindsight though, bro.
We ain't got
Bro,
crystal
all
balls.
life, fam. Are you listening? No, the thing is,
The point is, you're talking
one minute.
post contraception, right? Before this, we didn't have contraception, so every sexual encounter possibly could have produced a child. Why are you having sex
Are you
if you
listening?
don't know if the
Are you
relationship is
listening?
going to
I'm
last?
glad-
You never know.
Listen,
You never know, bro.
Listen.
Then don't have sex.
Listen, my brothers and sisters.
It's as simple
No.
as that. You do not
I
have sex.
am glad that my mum and my dad had sex even though they didn't know what I want, because I'm here right now, my brothers and sisters. And a lot of my brethren that I roll with came out in the same situation. So what we're saying is more life out here, fam. You understand? If the thing don't work, it don't work because I'm here. You understand? So I give thanks for the Most High making them meet that once, even if it was once and they never see each other again. Raspect, they are now speakers corner with the family. Yeah? And if that interaction didn't happen,
So you're saying
I wouldn't be here.
You're saying Raspect's parents shouldn't have had sex, bro. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that if they were wiser, they would have waited.
Wow.
Then I wouldn't be here. So
sorry.
I can't come with that argument.
I'm sorry.
Is everyone here's mum, dad, married? Is everyone here's mum and dad married when they had you? If your mum and dad wasn't married, what he's saying is that you shouldn't be here. Indirectly, you understand? So man saying, yeah, that's not right. Man not into
You can't
that.
foresee the future, bro.
No.
Every relationship has its turmoil.
So how do you explain the fact
Was
that
your parents married when
Give
they
me
had
2
you?
seconds. How do you
1 minute,
explain
what's
the
your-
fact that 80% of prisoners in particular are from single parent homes?
My brother,
Do you
men and
justify
women
that?
are
Do you
different.
justify that?
In no time in any history have women been accused of being more violent than men. It's
Say that again?
always been men.
Trust me.
It's always been men that have
can
been the
s-
predators,
again,
that have been the
again,
hunters.
My brother Mohib, you know.
Again,
That's it.
I can
Can't rap
suggest-
the
I
boys
can
into
suggest
those
you
guys.
prove you wrong. That's
Right.
absolutely wrong.
When have women been more violent than men?
Yeah, but that's defense.
That's with
That's
revolution.
defense.
That's revolution.
Yeah, she was banging. Yeah. No, he's not saying they're weak, you know. We established earlier that they've been on the front line. What he's saying is they're not ever the aggressors.
Okay,
Men are more time the aggressors.
Can I just point out, right?
That's why you have majority men.
Can I just point out, it's this narrative that is so damaging. The fact that you think men are the predators, they are the danger, they are the problem. It's not a fact. Where do you get your facts from?
Well, when my little sister went out, I made sure she was strong.
People talk about the violence on the streets of London.
You make sure your sister's strong?
The perpetrators are like 99% men.
Say that again? In
You
violence.
know, people say the
Physical
violence,
yes,
the
physical
violence epidemic in London. The perpetrators, people talk about black on black. Most of the time it's men on men.
Absolutely.
Yes, so that's what he's talking
So
about.
let's talk about psychological violence. Can you tell me about that?
Okay, psychological violence. I can do. My man could be trying to get into my head.
I'm not even saying the black woman's perfect. There's some black women that I don't talk to.
No, but the
because
thing
they
is,
move a
we
different way.
do not want to have this conversation where we actually address problems in the community.
No, it's not
you
that.
don't want to have
What
this
I'm saying is
conversation.
I'm owning my
I'll give you
own
an example.
problem first.
Can I address
Give
this?
the
Can I
example.
address him? Right? Can I address him? You're talking about
You're
how
scared to
men are.
address me, that's all right.
No, not even. You're talking about the fact how men are a lot more violent than women. Right? I would put it to you that men are a lot more physically violent than women. But women are a lot more psychologically manipulative than men. Why do you think men act out the way they do? Why do you think men have such a self-esteem they do? Who are they acting with in mind? Who are they acting with in mind? So if you want to add in,
So back it
so
up.
if you want to add in,
Back it up, bro.
give me 2 seconds, yeah? If you want to add in, give me 2 seconds. Go on.
So back that up.
Yeah.
I
So-
can understand where you're coming from.
So study on domestic violence, right, found out that, again, women are more likely, right, to incite violence in a relationship than men are. But men are more likely to cause physical damage. That's why they end up getting incarcerated more. Doesn't mean necessarily that men and women have a difference in violence, because most of the, I think it's 50% of the cases are equal violence
So you
towards each
agree
other.
with my point?
No.
However,
I'm
what you're
completely
saying-
disagreeing with your point, because you're putting it forward that men are more violent than women. Physically. You can't. I'm sorry. No, you can't separate.
That's why we're talking about
You
incarceration.
cannot.
You don't go to jail for like mentally,
Bob,
like,
can I respond to
you know,
that?
psychologically.
You can.
Hold on.
You can. Yes,
What crime is that?
Can I respond to that
This
point?
idea, give me 2 seconds.
What crime is that?
I need to respond to everyone. So this idea again that violence only starts when someone is hurt physically, right?
Yeah.
Complete false, because that completely neglects the fact that there's children out there, right, who are psychologically abused, and then later on will become abusers because of that psychological
But you're not
abuse.
incarcerated
So-
for the psychological abuse.
Yes, you are.
Give me the
Yes, you
crime.
are.
Give me the
I'll
crime.
give you an example.
jargon,
I'll give you an
it's
example.
jargon.
Give me the
If
crime.
you coerce,
crime.
if you coerce someone,
You don't need the crime.
yeah, if you coerce
I
someone,
agree with
yeah,
you.
no, absolutely. If you
Totally.
coerce someone into sex, right, that is rape. That's not a physical thing. If you coerce someone into rape, and you will be put where?
So
into
are
prison.
you going to be incarcerated for coercing someone
Yes,
or
you are.
raping someone?
You are both. Because it's under the same definition. So I don't even know where you're getting your information from, because you're clearly not quite. Sorry, go on.
So what's your
With-
solution?
Hold on. With great power, does it not come responsibility? So you're a physical guy, yeah. If you're going out with a sister that's smaller than you, not have because you've got the power to do her damage.
Yeah.
You not have the responsibility to restrain yourself.
This is the problem. As the black community, we often complain about how the system is keeping us down with psychological problems, right? And now you're saying that the only limit of strength, or the only measure of strength, is brutality.
No, I'm not
Where
saying.
are
I'm
you
not saying.
getting
I'm
that
saying
from?
with great power comes great responsibility.
Right.
So a woman can say stuff to get in their head, but I've got a responsibility as a guy that's 6'5"
Yeah.
to not beat her up.
So where
You know what I'm saying?
where is her responsibility to respect you as a human being?
No, she has to respect me as a human. I have to respect her as a
But why
human
are
being.
you putting the onus on
hold
yourself?
But hold on. But if I feel like she's been disrespectful to me, I can
Hello?
leave. My brother, if I feel like she's disrespecting me.
Ah,
agree with
she
your
see the black
opinion.
cat. She see the
I
black cat.
am not
She
black,
see the hat. No, she see the hat.
obviously.
No, she saw the black cat. He's
Ah.
interracial porn. Interracial porn.
Brother,
Yeah.
if she's getting in my head, I've got
porn
a
star.
responsibility to leave it.
You know that?
I don't have to beat her up. That's the point I'm trying to make.
But this
You're
is-
saying
Go
you
on,
want to
go
play
on.
these
I'm gonna throw
psychological
the gay
games.
porn curve
What?
bars.
Women are playing these psychological games, yeah? Then why doesn't the brother just leave? That doesn't justify a brother beating her up,
But this
slapping
is
her
the
up.
thing. When the brother leaves, you then get respect saying that he left her, and that it's his problem for leaving her. So what does he do?
No,
Does he
it's
stay?
not,
Wait, give me 2 seconds. Does he stay, right, and endure psychological abuse as you would recommend, or does he leave?
Fam, there's
He defines boundaries and says, yo, this is acceptable, this is what can and can't go on.
be a
That's
man.
it. That's it, you have to stand up and say, you have to
I beg you,
stand
man.
you have to stand there and say, you
I beg
can't
you,
cuss out my
man.
mum, you can't cuss
And
out my
Sata.
mum, you can't slap my hat off my
Because
head.
don't get twisted.
Let me
9 times
get
out of
this
10,
straight.
9
Let me get
times,
this
1 minute, 9 times out of 10 for what I've seen, the sisters want the man to come take the youth sometimes because they want to go do their nails and yeah, they want that vice. But the way we deal with them sometimes,
right?
you get me?
Measure of a
And
man
obviously, look,
is how much abuse he can take.
one minute. No, bro.
But my girl doesn't abuse me
That's
for
what-
one reason only.
Because he's a man.
Because I'm a man and I define boundaries
Gang!
and what's acceptable and what's not
And that's
acceptable.
the only
Rude.
reason she doesn't abuse you.
Come on.
100%.
Any man, fam, that's it.
If you don't stand tall, if you don't stand tall,
that's not the
women
only reason.
will
Not
push.
their
thought process
Women will
behind
push.
it. Do they
Not
want
the
to lose
fact-
you or
Everyone
not?
that's been in a relationship knows.
Not the fact
Everyone that's
that
been in a relationship knows a woman will push.
not
a woman will
the
push.
fact not the fact that you're a human being. Just
No.
the fact that she won't get
He
punched.
hit on the head.
So
Yeah.
give me
He
2
hit on the
seconds.
head.
When a woman gets stronger than you, what then?
What do you mean when she gets stronger than me? In
When a
what way?
woman, if a woman goes to the gym, right, and she decides to get stronger than you, what then?
She'll bust his head. She'll bust his
If a woman
head.
gets strong, that's not gonna happen though.
No.
I can't go into a hypothetical
Yeah,
craziness.
yeah.
That can't happen, innit?
There are women that lose attraction to women. Like the UFC
But I'm not
fighters.
dating them women. I'm not dating them
I
women.
leave. I dating no UFC fighter, man. Yeah, man. I got my yank when I'm going to
No
bed.
disrespect. No disrespect. Yeah.
It's not that disrespect.
If the woman looks like him, we're not
my
dating.
yank under my
The woman
pillow,
looks like him,
blood.
we're not dating.
Say that again.
If a woman looks like his size with his shoulders, we're not dating.
Yeah,
it.
but why?
We're not dating.
The question is why?
I like women with feminine.
No, psychologically, you think you're
But that sounds to me more like a controlling thing because you haven't referenced whether or not he has a good character, whether it's that shape or whatever. Right?
No, but I like
You just
what I
said
like.
you
it.
Yeah, he don't like. He don't want a woman that looks like a man. Yeah, man don't want no woman that looks like a man. If you look like my brethren, that I'm on the front line. It's long. It's long.
So, just for you in particular, give me 2 seconds. Just for you in particular, because you're a big guy, right? What about the smaller guys? What about guys with health conditions? What about guys who are completely stick thin because of eating disorders? What about them? What do they do?
Okay, I've got it for you. See my sister, yeah? See my sister? My sister could get hit by a man, yeah? But the first sign that a man's disrespect to my sister, she'll leave because she's been raised in an environment where she knows what is and is not acceptable behaviour. So if you're a small man and you got a woman pushing you around and saying, no, my bad. She's pushing around and saying, where's my cup of tea, rare, and you're going to make the cup of tea, then what do you think is going to happen in that relationship? It's like anything in it.
If you let gal run your head, gal will run your head, man.
If you've got an employer and your employer disrespects you, says you're having no holiday, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, and you accept it, that relationship's going to continue in it.
Absolutely. But
A relationship between any two people is based on the boundaries that you set. So that's what I'm trying to say. You're saying a woman gets in your head, but
this is
if
the
you
question.
allow yourself,
how do you set those boundaries?
by saying what's acceptable from the get-go. Some people get infatuated with the beauty. So because they're infatuated with the beauty, they let the woman do anything.
But this is the
because
question.
she looks good.
But this is the question.
She looks good. So you got to be stronger. You got to be stronger on this. You got to be stronger. And you know what? I don't care how you look.
Yeah.
You can't speak to me like that.
But here's the question though. When a man decides enough is enough, right? And like Raspect says, right? You should be there for your children.
Yeah, of course.
How does that mix with your mentality of supposedly you should be able to spot an abusive relationship and leave?
No, because prevention is better than curing it. Before you have.
But we don't always have hindsight like that. We don't always have.
You said yourself.
cognition like that.
You shouldn't have children with somebody that
This
you
ain't
don't feel
gonna.
like
you
you're
can't
ready.
select-
One minute,
you can't be
this ain't
selective now.
exclusive
You
to the
can't
black
say that
woman
you take my
anyway.
ideology
So what are you gonna do?
when
Go
you
for
choose- when
Batty?
you choose to.
What are you gonna
Say
do?
that
Bruv, this ain't exclusive. What you're talking about isn't
Well, how about
exclusive
you
to black
just
women.
if you don't
So,
really
one
want to
minute,
reproduce with someone,
No,
then
what-
don't have sex with them. How
No,
about
what
that?
I'm saying is, this ain't exclusive to black women. Yeah?
Carry on.
Yeah, this ain't.
I gotta go.
Don't stop pulling Yeah, well, these are coming.
Son!
That jet's not
It's probably the best time.
What are you guys looking for? What are you looking for? Oh, so the everybody. I thought it just me.
Yeah.
So the question is, what are you doing to better, I guess, in particular when we're talking about this issue about the single fathers and whatever, how are you making sure that this doesn't happen for the next generation?
bodies and fighting. It's all about
First,
and unity and love.
I as a man, yeah, I have to take responsibility as a black man and say, yo, my black brothers, yeah, we have to take responsibility, yeah, and try to be better men, yeah. not even just for the women, but for the sake of our next generations coming up. Yeah, I also speak to my sisters and say, sistering is not easy. Sometimes you're not making it easy for a brother. Ease up on the man them. You don't know what I do, bro. You understand? Because me, I'm not easy with women, you know. I'm not a simp. No woman can walk over, man. Really? You understand? Trust me, fam. Trust me.
I haven't seen that. You're going to have to show me some stuff because I haven't seen that. For me personally, I would definitely call you.
Gal will tell you, I've never taken a girl on a date. And man's good with gal. I don't take gal on dates and all these things. Gal have to rate me for who I am. I don't put out no chains or nothing. They got to love me for my brain as well. You understand, fam? I never put out no cars or nothing to get no gal. My trainers, when I go meet them, I'll pick up my worst trainers when I go meet a gal. Just to see if you don't want to talk to me because of that, alright, cool. You're not even on my levels yet.
So by the time the children comes, he's already with the right gal. That's the point.
Which is good. I can't really complain about that, and I'll see you think.
Even sisters, I've dated sisters, bro, and they hated themselves. They wouldn't go out in their yard without makeup. Yeah? Any sister, when I leave them, like, they got some nice locks, you know, and their skin's shining true because they stopped wearing makeup for that time, so the sun started getting to their skin again.
But here's the question.
It's glowing. They're glowing.
Here's the question.
Come on!
It's good principles, right? It's good principles, and it's good foundation to basically try to start a relationship. So I'll ask you, are you in a relationship now?
No, I'm not.
What's the longest relationship that you've been in?
You know what, yeah?
On camera, you know.
I ain't trying to divulge the question. You're not bad man. But what I can say is, every relationship I've been with, a woman with, like, after consciousness, after gaining some sense of consciousness, before consciousness, I was a bad dude, just like everyone else. I can't lie, I was the youth that used to, when I was in year 7, year 8, I didn't have these principles. We used to go down the ends and line up, and a lot of madness happened. We was bad youths, like proper bad youths. So I can't act like man's been clean my whole life. But I'm saying from the level of
about being clean. I don't even mind if the fact, I wouldn't even
mind. From the level of consciousness, though, I'm saying anytime I've engaged with a sister, there's always been a progress in the sister.
So can I ask you why you haven't started settling down and making a family yet?
I'm still waiting for the right sister at the same time. You understand? I'm waiting for.
That's what you want.
I'm waiting.
That's what you want.
But this is the thing.
Remember, I'm a revolutionary.
But here's the thing.
I'm a revolutionary. So a woman even beating me ain't as easy.
No, but he hasn't had.
But remember.
The difference between me and Raspect is that I've been with my girlfriend for 8 years.
No, but remember, I wake up in the morning.
I've been with my girlfriend
I'm married to
but that doesn't mean nothing.
That is the only girl that I've ever been with, physically.
Yeah.
So this idea, right, that you need to hoist women onto a pedestal, right, to basically empower them. Sorry, basically empower them.
It's just trying to lift up your little sister.
It clearly,
you know, like that, fam. You got little sisters coming up, fam. No one ain't speaking out for them. So like when Gets made that tune Black Rose, Gets just made a tune called Black Rose, yeah. And it's our tune. The whole scene's loving it. Yeah, everyone's on to Gets right now because it's something we need. We need it for our little sisters. It's not a want. You see the booty? I was singing that song, I like big butts and that kind of like, but we can go without that tune. That tune doesn't necessarily, we don't need that tune. That tune's a tune that I like. But that Black Rose tune, well, go on, cousin.
I come to debate you today.
Cool.
Me and you, on camera.
Yeah.
I've got bare love for you.
Yeah.
But this is a good topic you're speaking about. I don't want to cut the brother off, he's got a lot of knowledge.
Yeah,
that we go way back, but the brother's got good knowledge. But I just want to debate you on the sense of his music really benefiting us.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
I switched it up the debate.
I need to go.
But one thing is, because we didn't even get into it. So, like, you see when you're saying that you advocate for porn, gay porn's involved in that as well.
I advocate for sexuality and the comfortability of sexuality.
Gay porn's okay
Gay
as well.
porn is in that as well, right?
All right.
You advocate for that?
Yeah. So you're talking that? What? Does that have to be with your wife?
So
that gay porn is a man and a man.
No. I'm saying when you do porn, does that have to be with your wife based on your principles?
My question is, as heterosexual men, right? I'm guessing you're heterosexual? Heterosexual? Straight? Straight? Everyone's straight here, yeah? Well, why are you dick watching?
Say that again?
Why are we dick watching?
What do you mean?
Why are we dick watching?
No, I'm asking you.
No.
Don't deflect my question. No, don't deflect my question.
Slow down.
Don't deflect my question.
I don't want to get to know you.
I don't deflect the question.
That's not what I'm asking.
That's where from the curveballs, isn't it? You know I come with the curveballs. Yeah.
What I ask you is, based on your principles, staying with your woman,
Rajiv always come to the point.
having one relationship, can you now have sex with another person doing porn?
Are you talking about me?
No, I'm asking what you advocate for.
Oh, you're talking about...
You must advocate for your principles. Do you not advocate for your principles?
The question is, why do you see pornography? Or in
didn't
general,
see it in any way I asked you a
let's just talk
question.
about sex. I'm analysing your question. I'm analysing your question.
To these flipping things.
How does pornography contribute to single parents?
A girl will watch that and she'll get turned on, and then a man will come around to give her a white stand, and one of these things you're talking about is going to be produced in the world. Here we are.
There's a contradiction
It's very interesting you say that. One night stands have existed.
Is there instructions?
One night stands have
You're meant to
existed.
watch it and not lost.
One night stands have existed long before pornography. So where do you get this idea that
but it's
one night
worse
stands
now.
is a thing?
They got all these apps and
Who
stuff
told you
now.
it's worse now?
Bro, porn used to be illegal.
How do you know it's
Porn
worse
used to
now?
be illegal. You know
Back in the
that.
day, you have to put in a graph to
How
get
do
a
you know
gal.
it's worse
Today,
now?
The Zionist, that's right.
Yeah.
Pushing it, the Zionist.
How do you know? And watch
But
out.
I want to get back to my man's question.
The question is, you
deflecting
cannot
man's question.
Please answer his question.
You cannot make accusations randomly and assert them as facts. You need to prove to me. You need to prove to me. No, wait. Finish the point. You need to prove to me, right, that one night stands are as prevalent now, or more prevalent now, than they were in the Roman Empire.
Okay.
Can you do that? You
I've
can't.
got an answer.
So don't make assertions. So what's your question?
My answer is this. I've not looked into the data on whether one night
you need
stands.
to before you have an opinion.
Let me finish. Don't you talk to me, please. I haven't looked into the data of whether one night stands are more prevalent now than it was 10 years ago. But from when I speak to other men, they're telling me it's easier now than it was before. Now, with the absence of data, there's about 10 men here. Man them. Is it easier now to draw a girl in the age of Pornhub and all these things than it was 10 years ago?
Then our question.
Now, this is my sample, and this is my sample here. Is it easier now to
social
get
media,
girl?
come on, we
But
know.
my question is, why has your mentality changed as men? Why has your mentality changed as
No,
men?
this is my point I'm trying to make. So now I'm coming back to the porn argument.
Okay.
So my argument is back in the day, to get porn, your man would have to give you a videotape.
Yeah.
Everyone passes it around. Yo, you got a videotape.
They get scratch up.
Man have like the Snoop Dogg CDs.
Live wire days. You remember live wire?
Let me finish it. I got him. Let me finish it.
No pixels.
Bro, how can you talk about having one woman for one night and then say you do porn? Doesn't make sense. It contradicts each other, bro.
Just the caller. No.
So we're talking about
I got 5
what's
minutes.
happened in the last 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Many things, social media, etc.
No, the
Let me
Go
finish. One of the things that's happened is porn is way more accessible now. Anybody can go on any internet. You can do it on your mobile data. Back in the day, you couldn't even do it on your mobile data. You had to be signed into Wi-Fi.
Type in black right now.
Yeah.
What's something
You've only got on the other tab when he's driving.
It must. What I've noticed as well,
What's something all the way
without getting too personal,
everywhere.
when people get with girl, they start saying things they've clearly got from porn in it. I'm not going to get into it graphic and whatnot, but they say things which to me seems influenced by the porn industry. You know what I'm saying? And the way that man, when you speak to some of your girl, hold on. When you speak to your sisters, they're saying the way that man treats them is a reflection of porn, the disrespect, trying to slap them around and all this sort of stuff. So what I'm trying to say is, it's a net negative to society. That's my perception. I haven't got the data. To back it up. But through the various things that I've just mentioned, the fact that it's easy to get girl, the fact that women are being more disrespected in their sexual intercourse, that this is a net deficit to society.
Yeah.
And what you're saying is about how a man and a woman should wait. It's advocating promiscuity. So why do you support it? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So here's the thing. When we're talking about promiscuity, right? We're talking about sharing of sexual energies, right? almost connecting with a person, getting to know them, and further kind of like affirming their kind of like need to be accepted, right? There's a lot that happens in sex. It's not just going in and going out. There's a lot that happens in sex, and there's a lot that women feel during sex, and there's a lot that men feel during sex that they don't want to come to terms with. Now, when you're talking about supposedly one night stands and then whatever have increased this whole violent nature, I'll put to you that you're lying. Because the truth is, ever since porn has been released, sexual assault has been on the decrease. So how do you explain that?
Where? Across the board?
In Denmark, 1969, when Denmark released pornography and made it legal for people to actually view pornography, they saw a corresponding decrease in their sexual assaults. So this idea that pornography is increasing the likelihood...
So Denmark's the whole world?
Say that again? Would you like me to give you another example? I'll give you another example. I'll give you another example. Here in the UK, here in the US, we have very gradually decreasing, very decreasing.
About Sweden?
Sweden?
Sweden rape statistics are going through the roof.
And how much does Sweden have lax laws on porn? The US has the most lax laws on porn, but Sweden in particular, can you tell me that they have significant laws that make them more lax than the US?
Well,
and I can actually answer you. Let me answer you as well. Let me answer you about Sweden. The reason, give me 2 seconds. The reason Sweden in particular has such a rise in rape cases is because they don't see rape as just one thing. They see every individual rape as one rape account, which it should. And that makes them different to every other statistic because they take every instance that it happened. Whereas us, we take it as the whole and we take it as one instance. So bringing Sweden into it, completely flawed argument. You have to now address the fact. You have to address
things, by the way. I was talking about promiscuity.
No.
You went about rape.
You talked about.
I said porn makes it more promiscuous, and then you start talking about rape.
No.
Promiscuous and rape are two different things.
Let's not run. Did you know, or did you say, right? Did you know, or did you say that there are certain guys who are watching porn and women saying that certain guys are treating them a certain way, i.e., slapping them about because of porn?
Yeah, I did say that, but that's not rape. That's not rape.
No, but that's sexual assault.
No, it's not. If it's consensual. If it's consensual.
So I'll ask you, why are the women complaining to you if it's consensual?
I didn't say they was complaining. I'm saying they're telling me. I'm saying the sister that told me that when the men are being more aggressive in sex, influenced by porn. That's what I said. I didn't say they complain.
I'd have to disagree because some studies actually point to.
They become more demanding.
Give me 2 seconds. Some studies actually point to the fact that men are becoming a lot more insecure, and you can see that already in the way that men are starting to dress. Are you talking about the promiscuity?
Yeah, you're missing
no worries. We'll talk about promiscuity as well. What is your problem with promiscuity?
I feel like my problem is the same problem you. When you have sex with somebody you don't know, and you don't know anything about, that leads to evidently cases of single mothers growing up without a father. Yeah, that's the biggest number one, because if two people have sex, it's consensual, they're protecting themselves. I don't feel like they're doing no harm to nobody. Yeah, but obviously that isn't always the case, isn't it?
But this is the problem. When you talk about people having one night stands, right? You're talking about people who don't give a shit about each other, don't really get to know each other, and just have a one night stand. When I talk about promiscuity, I talk about people making connections. I talk about people forming friendships. I talk about people who have actually good sexual relationships, not one night stands where one person is drunk and the other person is actually having sex with the other person. Now, when you have those kinds of scenarios that are built upon unhealthy foundations, you're going to have unhealthy results. Now, in particular, when you're talking about these children who come out of these cases and supposedly go into, crime or whatever because they have absentee fathers, that's not always the case, and it's never always been the case, because we have studies in Germany, right? In Germany, where soldiers, I believe it was from America, who were not allowed citizenship while dating white women in Germany, right, had to go back to the USA. These women were still able to bring up these mixed race children in a racist society, bear in mind, and they were still able to thrive the same way the white children were. So it's having a functional household, regardless if it's single or double. So the idea that promiscuity... No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
You made one long speech about the problem with people having sex with somebody they haven't built a connection with, and now you're saying that it's not a problem and that the children can do just as well.
But what's the difference? What's the difference? Are you listening? The difference.
trying to understand it.
Yeah, the difference is I just said that people can have a connection. People can have an understanding when having a one-night stand, and then coming off that one-night stand, they have the understanding that if we do have a child accidentally, what are we going to do about it? Setting those boundaries beforehand, right, will go a long way to making sure that the kid is better looked after. So this idea that you have to be a completely unit family, it does more damage.
I don't know that much
Give me
about
2 seconds. It
the
does
benefits
more,
of porn.
it
So
does
you're gonna
more
have to tell me.
damage. It does.
What benefit does porn give? You're gonna have to explain. You advocate for porn, innit?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about benefits.
I advocate
about porn.
for
So
sexual.
can you start off that basic?
advocate for positive sexual education. That's what I
Positive sexual education.
Say that again?
Yeah, but
That ain't porn, no,
gay
innit?
porn ain't positive. Gay porn ain't
I'm sorry, but
positive. Yo, gay porn positive.
If you're gonna be homophobic, I have to walk off.
No, man, not being
I have to go.
homophobic.
It is homophobic.
Listen, okay. Man saying it's homophobic, yeah? Hey,
What
listen,
does it?
can gay people give blood? Can gay people give blood?
Yes, they can.
They cannot give blood. You know why gay people can't give blood? Because the gay community has a higher thing of STDs and sexual transmitted diseases.
These are talking.
What are you talking about legally?
I'm sorry.
They can't give blood. I learned that the other day.
This is really messed up because these are talking points that people have used against black people for long.
No,
the reason being is
Bro,
that
don't compare race and sexuality.
Yeah,
don't compare race and sexuality
Yeah.
because it's two different things.
Yeah,
it's two different things. Where do you think the HIV and the STD scare came from?
Listen. Race and sexuality are two different things. I promise you that. Because this is what happened when black people try to get their rights. We put sexuality into it,
LGBT
and then now the LGBT, the gay community have more rights than the black community.
Don't conflate.
Yeah. So let's
do
not
not conflate. Wait. Do not conflate. Right? Yeah. The LGBT with civil rights. That to me, right, has never been conflated together. When we're talking, give it 2 seconds. When we are talking about the STDs and we're talking about gays giving blood, right? Yeah. This was because of the HIV scare. The reason being is because people were not using condoms. Now the only reason before the education, wait, let me finish. Guys, no. I can't mess with this. I can't mess with this.
Go on, talk.
Because genuinely, like, no. So again,
go some
back in the day,
sometimes though, bro. You love porn so much. Go some.
It's not even a thing. But back in the day, people did not know that condoms were there as well to prevent STDs. They thought it was just for pregnancy. So did gay people have a need to use condoms? They did not, because they weren't preventing pregnancy. So they were all having unprotected sex quite rapidly. That's why HIV and STDs spread quite vastly within the gay communities. Hence why this is always conflated.
Is that fact?
Yes, that is fact.
That's a fact.
Yes, that is fact. But the problem is, no, it's not a theory. It's not a theory. But they use the same talking points to say that black men have HIV, which is why I'm bringing Respect up on this point, because they use the exact same methodology to demonize black people, but you're using it to demonize gay people.
There's a difference between that is called eugenics. Eugenics is built to demonize black people.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is part of eugenics. What you just said. Sexuality was never part of eugenics because the white man wasn't getting treated the same as the black man. So therefore now sexuality, because now they have to give us rights. They put it in. Now you're
only on capable.
Islam won't allow it, so I understand, bro. I understand, but at the same time, I'm gonna be fair. I'm biased.
What I'm saying is, no, but
You believe that you're born gay?
I agree with everything.
All I know,
think about it. Sorry.
All I know is that the penis is not meant to go.
In any community, if you come out as a gay person, right?
They're at the top of society.
It is.
They're at the top of society.
You could not
in the media, in the fashion industry. Show me an industry where homosexuals ain't running it.
Let me tell you my point.
No poor gay men. They could just sell. They got a high commodity.
It doesn't matter if you're gay.
You could not tell me, right?
Especially black ones, because they'll pay a lot. Them old men.
You could not tell me. Respect. You could not tell me that it is a comfort to a gay guy that is routinely chucked out of his home by his father because of his sexuality, right? Wait, just because someone is in the fashion industry, that should be a comfort to them. No, it's not a comfort.
It's not about being in the fashion industry. It's about right. No. I'm not saying that they're in the fashion industry, bro. I'm saying that they're running the fashion industry. They're running the media industry. I'm saying that homosexuals in every part that you find in society, just like black Jews, are elevated.
What does that do?
And protected. They're even protected when they don't need to be. Because if I punch a gay person, that should be human rights. It's got nothing to do with no no gay rights. There's no such thing as gay rights. All there is human rights. We've all got a human right not to be attacked.
But whether you're born
That's a human right. How can you do
this? Well, let me just say, all I'm saying is, I don't believe any type of sexuality, like sexual things should be promoted, gay or not. Do you get what I'm saying? Because this is what is making our community fucked up. Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you're gay or not.
But the problem is, you have the freedom not to look at.
No, but I agree, but I don't believe that pornography should be promoted.
But the problem is,
I don't believe that
I think
that means if I have a daughter, it's easily accessible to my daughter. She doesn't. Yes, listen. Listen. My little brother, he's 12 years old. He's got a mobile phone. He can search porn and get it. Am I right or am I wrong? So is it easily accessible then? So it's easily accessible. I don't believe porn should be easily accessible. I believe maybe when you're 18 plus, you have that decision. But it shouldn't be accessible to everyone. Sexuality anytime.
It's in a time. That's what I believe. In a time where gay people have been elevated and protected.
How do you?
One minute. In society, as far as I'm concerned, and anyone that's not. Obviously, me and you are biased, so anyone outside of that, if they believe any different, but as far as I'm concerned, gay people are protected and elevated in the society that we're living in, yeah? And my thing is, if they're elevated and protected, but yet they're still not allowed to give drugs, give their own blood, because they're 90% more likely to have sexually transmitted diseases.
I've just explained this to why
I personally, no, because what you said, what your explanation was that it's the same as when they said black people was like apes and that. But what I'm saying is, fam, that this is the scientific fact that they've come up with whatever the research on the blood is. And I think the reason for that is because I don't feel that the penis was created to go into the anal. I don't think it was designed for that. I personally, and the reason why I'd say that is because when you're with a woman, you could be in a bush somewhere with nothing external, with a woman. And if you rub her in the right places, she's going to start lubricating in a certain place. And your thing's just going to slide in. You are not going to need any external lubrication, to slide in. But with the anal now, you're gonna need to go to Ann Summers, or one of them places and get one of them things there, in order to. So that's why I don't think it's natural, because I think the body naturally reacts in a way for a man and woman to have sex. I don't think a man and a man can naturally have sex. We need something external that's not natural in order to have the act without pain.
Can you explain to me, guys, if it's not natural, right? And I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying that it's everyone's decision. It's not everyone's decision. But the problem is, if that is the case, and you're talking about it from an anatomical point of view, why is the most sexually sensitive spot within the male anus?
I don't know, fam.
How do you know that, though?
I don't know that. I don't know where that's about.
Where's your study?
I don't know. I think the only people that can find that out are people that put something up there. So I can't take their word for that.
But you're the one.
No. But what I'm saying is, you can't put that.
So you are the one bringing it to.
Don't even touch me, that shit.
You're the one bringing it to an anatomical argument. So I brought it onto your platform and I talked about it anatomically. And I asked you, if that's the case, then why is there pleasure centers within the male anus?
Fam, I can't tell you if there's a pleasure center in my toe. But I don't mean say you're meant to suck it. So what I'm saying is, I don't know about none of that, fam. I don't know whether
the ground to tell me.
I don't know. I don't have that pleasure center, bro. That's never gonna get used or never found out.
If that's the case, then should you not really speak on the topic? Because you clearly aren't that educated.
No, because I still know that they've got they've got higher things of sexual transmitted diseases, and I know that the arse doesn't lubricate. The only time anything wet comes out of the arse is diarrhea.
So do you think punishment from God? Do you think black people shouldn't get blood, or should be more stupid to give blood because of the whole theory of like HIV back in the 80s?
No, what I'm saying is
no, because I explained it earlier. And you seem to have missed the context.
No, I didn't miss the context. What I'm saying is that's not a fact. You can't say that black people have got more HIV. What I'm saying is they're going off of actual facts right now. They're saying right now
people die from that.
This community
AIDS and stuff.
is rife with STDs.
People don't die from AIDS.
So they can't give blood.
People die from other
diseases. That's what the
AIDS
government is saying. That's protecting these man. So it's not like they've got a problem with these man.
No.
These
design, man. Come on, Rajiv, man. This is the only thing I find.
Supposedly the first case of HIV was found supposedly within bestiality. That has nothing to do with homosexuality.
What would you say to those that say, those advocates that say that having HIV animals too? HIV. People say that we're animals too.
Yeah, but animals sexually each other's bums as well.
Sexually transmitted.
Yeah, but women is the part of it. On the porn site, there's women, white women bring me black men all the time. Because I'm like him, I watch a lot more. But it stops me from desiring women in the wrong way. I satisfy myself, and then that's it. I don't get about it. So women are safer. Women are safer when
it's not about skin colour.
But in the absence of doing that, if I can't do that, then that's
Because apparently one of the first cases
I think there's a breakdown between our women.
That was one of the first
That's
cases.
white people think that's ourselves by slavery. It's a lie, man. Going by what you were saying earlier. That's the Asian. That's the Asian.
But this is what I'm talking about homophobia.
Because the women then want us to be successful.
And then 1 minute it's the white man.
Bro, my point,
you can't just flip and choose.
Bro, my point wasn't about homophobia. It wasn't about gay people or anything. Bro, it wasn't about the gay community. My point is,
but this is my
that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, though. Yeah, but I'm not saying gay is wrong. I'm saying if you want to be gay, that's up to you. If you want to be straight, that's up to you. But what I'm saying, any of this sexuality stuff shouldn't be promoted to us.
That's fine.
Shouldn't be promoted to us. It shouldn't be seen as a like. Do you get what I'm saying? Gay or not? When I said gay porn was wrong, it wasn't a dig at the gay community.
I definitely agree.
Yeah,
you can have private platforms.
It's not. I'm not saying that's not a dig at the gay community. It's a dig at porn. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
But on the grounds of age, though, you said.
I never brought up age.
You said youngsters shouldn't get access to it. Youngsters on their phones.
Yeah.
You said on the grounds of age you're talking about.
Yeah. It shouldn't be so accessible as it is now.
They can get a block on their mobile phone.
So if you're an advocate, that means
I have a lot of research that
I don't think you should be promoting it. That's my point. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Just do it behind your closed doors.
Guys, I have to go.
That's where the debate is, because he's wearing a porn hat.
I'm literally I'm a marble arch.
It wasn't the fact that he watched porn. If a man watches porn, he watches porn.
Yeah.
But when you're wearing a hat,
I'll see you in a second.
and you're like unconscious things, people are questioning you.
At the end of the
You know what I'm
day,
saying? Yeah. It's like you're wearing a porn off t-shirt.
Yeah.
You know that man's gonna question.
If you
why
want to
you
be
wearing porn
Muslim,
off, fam? You know what
I
I'm
want
saying?
you to be able
And
to
obviously the hat he's wearing is an interracial porn.
If you're gay,
It is,
I want
yeah.
to be getting
Yeah, so then that starts another question about black man and how we're gay to the black woman.
No,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Did I get
that's where the debate
But
started.
the actual site, though, is owned
Yeah,
by
exactly.
French Jews.
If you have a
It's
problem
two
with the
French
act
Jews that started
itself,
that
if
site.
you're religious,
It's
Yo,
owned by
wait
white
till,
people.
That's it.
do you know who owns that site?
Because you
Yo,
are
you
accountable.
see the porn hat you're wearing, bro? The hat you're wearing, do you know who owns it?
It's a non-practicing Jewish person, apparently.
Exactly, French Jews. Two French Jews.
Non-practicing.
Two French Jews. I saw the Vice documentary on them.
Yeah.
They started the site.
Really interesting business in them.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
But yeah, what's your point?
No, I'm just, you're wearing a hat.
Is that it?
That's
Promoting French Jews.
That's Rajiv, not Rajiv.
But some people think it's a black-owned site. Like black people are behind it. Like you're behind it, you're a partner. Some people think that. But you wear it every week.
Look, at the end of the day, it's one of those things. I can look at every one of you, right? Have you watched porn?
I'm with you. I like interracial porn. That's what I do.
Have you watched porn? Have you watched porn, sir? Have you watched porn, sir? Have you watched porn? Have you watched porn? Have you watched porn? 100%. Have you watched porn, sir?
What's the point, bro?
Yeah, what's the point? Everyone has.
Bro,
I
first watched porn when I was 9.
gotta go, but yeah, go. Go.
But I'm telling you, you're gonna hate the sinner instead of the sinner.
Yeah.
But we must speak out against it.
No, understandably, but at the same time, is it fair that then they then promote? No, I understand. But then do we then take out heterosexual relationships out of TV as well? Say that again. It's normal because it's the majority. That's the difference. It's normal.
It's a reality. How did you get here? How did you get here? By what relationship? What relationship? What relationship did you get here by? Heterosexual. Did you get here by a heterosexual relationship? Did you get here by a heterosexual man and woman? Oh, so we all got here by man and woman. So when you see man and woman on the thing, that's why. No one got here by a man putting his
But none of you are in the situation you are because of gay people. Homosexuality doesn't affect you.
Are you a Muslim?
Homosexuality doesn't
I was going to say that there's a growing...
let me tell you about Let me tell you my problem with homosexuality.
Disease, man.
Yo, sorry, bro. Let me tell you about.
It's a sin.
Yo, bro.
Not about women. I know. It's a sin. But it's growing though. Why is it growing? It's growing because you guys are watching it. So it's growing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So when you say sin, it's sin. Well, it's growing though.
Remember, we are people who's born. We are born and bred here. we know our mind is the same mind that's used as well. Muslim or non-Muslim, this doesn't matter. Everyone, yeah, you get me? So the Muslim bit is something separate, you get me? You can't add that. It's separate, yo. Because
but what I'm saying is,
Islam, people are watching, you guys are watching it. No, but Islam doesn't teach you. You won't be there otherwise. Islam doesn't teach you to watch this stuff. Islam teaches you to destroy this stuff. You get me? That's what Islam teaches. But if Muslims are shooting drugs as well, Muslims are killing as well. Come on, you can't go there.
But what I'm saying is,
every crime comes down from humanity. Exactly. Don't push that to Muslims, fam.
My problem with homosexuality, my G's, is that anytime you speak against, if you don't agree, say bro, if you don't agree with that way of life, it seems like in this society, people attack you, you're penalised, they try to act like you can't survive in society. So there's an attack on someone who says, look, I don't agree with that. So because they're attacking everyone that says that, I'm alive, all my brothers that are in society to stay silent and I'll speak out. I'll take that attack. You understand? Because someone's got to speak the truth, bro, unapologetically. And true, I know that from what I've seen scientifically, they're 90% more likely to have STDs, if you're in a homosexual relationships. So that's why they can't give blood. So now, how can I promote that as a healthy, natural way of life to the next generation? So now I've got to tell the next generation that that's not a healthy, natural way of life. And I personally support a traditional family structure. I'm speaking as Raspect right now, not gang. You understand? Because everyone has different views in life or outside. I've got my views. You understand?
But truth always shines.
Yeah, 100%. 100%, but my man will take the persecution. Because everyone who spoke out in righteousness in past time, they all got persecuted by the society they lived in. So that ain't nothing new. People persecuting me because I'm not harming no one. I didn't say go fight no one. I've never gone around not walk. But when I find out you're gay, I'm going over there, bro. It's true. I'm not coming around you and trying to hurt you. So they can't act like man on no phobia. I ain't got no phobia. I don't fear no one. I'm just not on. That's not my thing. I want to pick up my lighter. I want to know I can do that. I don't want to have to feel like I got to do this when I'm picking up lighters. Like when I'm with my G's, I just know it's normal. I don't have to worry about too much. But yeah.
Alright, you could pick up your lights. Alright.
It doesn't mean this convo is promoting to attack gays. We should get me. Like we should know. We should tell it's wrong. You get me? We should tell people it's wrong.
Yeah, we don't agree. Like we should be allowed to have that right without being persecuted.
Yeah, this society don't want that though.
Yeah, this society they want to
hate crime. Say anything, it's hate crime.
If I get called a snake, for example, they need that.
Boy, you're on the right place to say the whole thing is wrong. They're even calling us racist now. It's possible for us to be called racist, like you to be called racist.
Homophobic.
No, not even on that tip. Even it's possible for you to be called a racist for saying the wrong thing. If you say something against a white person, say, "Oh, you enslaved me, so you owe me reparations," that could be seen as you being like reverse racism.
But that's why
the new terms they're coming out with now. Reverse racism.
Racism is prejudice plus power. So I ain't got no power to inflict no prejudice. You get me? If I don't like, say if I didn't like you as a white person, I can't affect you, you know, fam. Yeah, in this park I might say some words, but you go yard and you go to the bank and you go to the institution, you're good. You get me? If a white person doesn't like me, blood, I try to get the job. What's your name? Oliboli? Okay, you can't get a job because you got African name. So the racism in the institution is what we're talking about. We're not talking about the average guy on the roads, but the average guy on the roads, when he's verbally racist to the man, it reinforces what we went through historically. That's why man takes the offence. You get me? Because we've been through so much with this country and in this country, man ain't taking no violations no more. You get me? Them times there's long over, but we've never been the ones to be violating anyone. That's not our thing. You understand? Show love to everyone, show respect to everyone. You get me? Like Malcolm X said, bruv, I respect truth, no matter who it comes from. I want justice, no matter who it's for. You understand? So yeah, that's how I leave it still. Content over everything. Been a good discussion, my brothers. Come on, you don't know. We had a good one today. We had a good one.
I just came.
We had a good one.
I just came on here.
No homo thing.
Wrong to society.
Come.
I agree with that.
Whether or not it's right or wrong, I need to go. Whether or not it's right or wrong, it's down to our individual perceptions. We do not need to enforce that upon anyone, right? Because it's always going to be in the minority. Even like you say, the gentleman over here was talking about how gay porn is being promoted, etc., right? Or gay relations are being promoted. there's been no statistics to show that the prevalence in people who identify as gay has increased.
Against that, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I'm not arguing that because I don't.
What I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to argue is, if you believe it's wrong, cool, that's no problem. But at the end of the day,
I didn't say that it was wrong. This is what I said. Yeah, I just said the promotion of porn itself, shouldn't be so open and accessible, to kids and all of these things, because this is what can give you ideas of other sexualities and these kind of things. If you just had a class of kids, and never spoke about anything sexual, would their focus be anything to do with gay things?
But the Roman society was quite heavily involved.
Bro, your heritage is not the Roman society.
No, I understand, but the thing is, but
the Roman society also had little boys sucking the dicks of grown men. So
can we please not bring down the tone?
No,
please,
I'm not trying to bring down the tone.
Okay,
but I don't know how to. Okay.
I respect the conversation.
Okay. Let me flip it up. My wording. I'm apologise.
Oh, you're gonna have to apologise again.
The Roman society, had paedophilia. Was right for paedophilia as much as it had homosexuality.
I can say Kevin as well had paedophilia.
Well, I can't. One, I'm not a person who defends Kemet or defends any landmass as if it was perfect. But what I'm saying is, within Kemet, I've heard claims of homosexuality and I've heard claims of paedophilia.
Yeah.
Well, I've never heard a claim of paedophilia, that's new to me. But I've heard claims of homosexuality. But when I done the research, it came out that the pictures actually of people dancing. You understand?
We're talking about Kemet society.
In Kemet.
I'll give you, even in ancient Egypt.
But it doesn't matter about that, bro. You was talking about you're advocating the Roman society. That's what you said. You're advocating the Roman society, the ways they live,
No,
right?
I'm not advocating it. I'm just saying that there was an awearness that allowed people to explore and understand.
But there was also other things that come with that. That's what he was trying to say. Like, he was talking about paedophilia and all of these other kind of things that also came with the Roman society. You can't pick and choose what you want from the society.
No, absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
Agree,
it's like you have to pick one type of life, one type of way of life, and then advocate for that. You can't pick and choose all these different kinds.
But this is the significant difference between, say, paedophilia and
but I'm not comparing them two. I wasn't comparing. I was just talking about in the Roman Empire.
I just wanted to draw the distinction and why, in particular, say even with homosexuality, there is more leniency towards that than there is to paedophilia. With paedophilia, we can actually prove scientifically, right, and philosophically why it's a problem to have sex with children. We can prove it, right, but we cannot prove why it is a problem for homosexuality to exist.
No,
we cannot.
We did.
Can you give me
90% of STDs? That was the reason.
I've given you
because we're out here. They're out here promoting it as a natural, healthy way of life for us to promote to our children.
It's
going into the schools now.
Where did it originate? Do you know?
1 minute.
This is the question.
1 minute. Regardless of where it originates,
that's what I want.
Regardless of where,
if it can only be passed on,
there's different theories.
Where did it come from?
If you can only different theories, bro. But what I'm saying,
I'm not saying it came from the gay community. I didn't ever say that.
Bro, let me tell you my problem with.
Guys, I have to go.
Let me tell you why. No, but let me. But let me tell you why I speak out on my view on homosexuality, because like I said before, anyone who says that their view is that homosexual isn't a healthy way of life, is attacked in the system, they're fought, they're called homophobic, they're strangled by the society we live in. So because we know that people are being attacked and their freedom of speech, even when they're not attacking, they're not harming, they're not trying to be disrespectful, just their opinion being different from your opinion, and me as a man, remember I'm a man, so anything that I say is right, I've got to see it as right for myself. That's how I am as a man. So the only way I'm going to accept gay being right is if I accept that a man should, if I felt, you get me, and it's never going to happen. So that's why I know it's wrong. You know, like that. I know it's wrong because I know, boy, it's not right. You know what I'm saying?
But this is a problem. This is your perception of sexuality. Only your perception of sexuality.
No.
And I'm very sorry. No, I'm very sorry. We as individuals, especially heterosexual men, we cannot enforce what we think of the world onto everyone else. This is the biggest
we're not enforcing.
Give me 2
seconds. But 1 minute. We're not enforcing.
You have to give the
bro.
You have to give the respect.
You're saying that I'm enforcing. I'm not enforcing. All I'm saying is that I don't agree. And I'm being attacked by the society that we live in. So that's why I'm speaking out against. No, I'm saying if you speak and say that anyone here feel comfortable to say they don't agree with homosexuality?
You've been saying it all day.
Do you feel comfortable? Do you not feel comfortable? Does the society that we live in make us feel comfortable?
You've all
No, the society we live in doesn't make us feel comfortable. Yeah? You feel like if you say that,
if you say you don't believe in it,
let's be honest.
it means you're homophobic.
Let's draw some perspective, right? This whole conversation about homosexuality started about you asking me whether or not I'm comfortable with gay pornography, and I said yes. Every single one of you then went to question me. No one has questioned you.
No,
so this
I didn't know you did porn. That's why.
Oh, I don't do porn.
Oh, no. I mean,
I don't do porn.
I didn't know you advocated for not did porn. Like, I didn't know you advocated for porn. Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't know. So when it wasn't even the fact that it was gay porn. It was the fact that you were saying that
we
porn
should have a conversation.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so wait. Okay, I didn't even know that. Do you get what I'm saying? I didn't even know that. Do you get what I'm saying? So the fact that
by 2 Jew guys.
Okay, the fact that it was gay porn, do you know what I'm saying? It was just the porn word.
No,
do you know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? Where the gay porn thing
Accept
is
that.
like we were talking about that.
Yeah.
So it seems that I'm being homophobic, but if we were talking about porn itself as well,
it would have been
the same thing.
I
do you get what I'm saying?
agree with you. I absolutely agree. And we can have a conversation just about, say, the pornography in particular. But I think, in particular, when we're talking about Raspect, just said it's now, you get attacked for saying that you don't believe in it. No one's attacked you.
No, this ain't society.
You're labeled
as society, bro. This is the underdogs. This is these niggas in the hood with me. Yeah, I'm safe amongst these, man. I'm saying in society. I'm saying like the society that we live in, at large, attacks people and strangles people's freedom of speech. That brother, the footballer, he said that his nephew shouldn't wear a dress a little while ago. Online. I forgot what his name. Yeah, and the way they slaughtered him online. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to strike fear in everyone's heart to not say that their grandson shouldn't be wearing a dress or their nephew. That's our genuine opinion. If we see our little brother in a dress, we're gonna spread it.
Yeah, and he dressed up like and walking down the road wearing a dress, bro. His nephews. Yeah, but he still believes it's wrong. But he got backed into a corner.
Would you say that to a Scotsman?
A kilt and a
kilt.
That's different.
Would you say that to someone wearing a toga?
Bro, kilts don't even originally come from Scotland, to be fair.
What's cultural? What's the difference between a kilt and a dress?
A kilt and a dress?
Yeah, what's the difference?
Cultural. One's for women and one's fitted.
A woman can wear a kilt. A woman can wear a kilt. But you just said it's one's for man, one's for woman. If a kilt is for a man, then a woman shouldn't be able to wear it. But you get women that wear kilts.
A dress ain't, a wedding just ain't for a man.
Made by a man, like French guys.
Don't get me wrong.
The women go commando as well.
It's for women, like, do you get me? Like,
don't get me. This is what I'm trying to say. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to advocate for men in particular wearing dresses, but this idea that we've gained that this kind of garb is a man's garb and this kind of garb is a woman's garb. Do you know why trousers were made?
For men.
No. They were made for workers.
Bro,
you know why? Because we used to wear.
Biblically in the Bible, so this is historically, like we're talking 2,000, 3,000 years ago. It tells you that they put on pants for the men to wear. He said, give them briefs. It says that in the Bible. So you can't say that. Well, I don't know what information you was gonna say.
What was the context?
But you said it was made for workers.
It was made for workers.
But where is that from?
The reason being is that, say in London, right, in the UK.
That's London. I'm talking about. You said originally made. You said they're originally made for workers. What workers were these?
Say that again.
What workers are you talking about?
Industrial workers.
Industrial workers.
Yes. Industrial workers who were working around heavy machinery and basically wearing a robe would have got it caught in the machinery.
I'm saying it's documented 3,000 years ago that trousers were meant to put on for the men.
But you haven't given me the context in which that description or that testament within the Bible
have you read the Torah?
So again?
Have you read the?
No, I haven't read the Torah.
Okay, bro. Well, within.
So that's why I'm asking you for the context.
I can't get the scripture right now, but next time when we have this conversation,
no, we can have that conversation.
I'll show you. But there's a scripture in it, and he's telling them put briefs on them.
No, I understand.
But
it's understanding the context behind why they're putting briefs on. Because for me,
regardless, it doesn't. It doesn't because all the fact of the matter is they had briefs before the man them in the industrial team.
That's the fact.
Don't try to use big words and try to get around the man them. Use 1, 2 big words, throw it in a bit.
Can I ask you, why was it popular for men to wear robes and togas before this age of the Industrial Revolution? Because we never would have wore these. We never would have wore these before the Industrial.
But they used to come down to our ankles. Yeah. When the women's wore robes, how did it come down to their knees? It was shorter than it. So even then, it showed the significance that was more.
There was a difference.
So
but
it was like, why?
But the dresses were similar.
Why was it lower?
But that's what I'm trying to say. How do you define a dress, an actual dress, from say a kilt, a toga, or a robe.
This is a diversion. This is why this is a diversion. Because my man had his nephew in a fairy dress.
Yeah, it was purpose.
It was a fairy dress, and he said that that's not for you, and he was attacked. So that was my main point. So because my brothers are attacked for that, I'm gonna say you lot in society. Like listen, I'm gonna say that you lot in society. If you need to stay silent because you got to keep your job, stay silent. But me, I'm in the hood, I'm in the underground. I'ma speak out and I'ma say that we don't agree with this.
So have you guys ever had a Nintendo 64?
Yeah.
You guys have played the Legend. You guys have played the Legend of Zelda, right? Yeah. Is that not a fairy skirt? Zelda. Yeah. Is he not a fairy child? No, wait. Is he not a fairy child? He's from the Ocarina Forest.
One minute. Have you watched Disney? Have you watched Disney? Have you all seen the sexual subliminal messages in Disney as well? They put sexual subliminal messages in everything. But that doesn't mean that we have to go accept them. That might even be why you're defending the homosexual thing. Because the sexual subliminal messages got in your head and didn't get in our head.
Alright, can I go now? You know what's wrong. Can I go now? Am I free to go?
Alright,
guys. Have a good one.
Alright, good.
Killed him there, man. Run him off, man.
He's all doing the stick thing and everything. He went up and licked man down, boy.
He's going McDonald's to meet his friends, then.
No, that was a good one. Yeah. Time got run out and all of that. Yeah, you don't even need to put out.
The shoes are white, bro. He's wearing them in the rain.
Yes, man, Dev. And a good one still. What are you saying? We're going to see what them men are saying over there. Seems like that's the last crowd. Man, they've got to make a link, man.
I swear you was in the music. Royal Sound. You were showing me videos and I'm saying I'm sure you was in this.
Royal Sound, original Royal Sound. You know like that? You know them members that ain't never there, but there. Yeah.
I know someone hit him and he went, oh, he was like, shit. I was like, you come here, you die, and that's it. I was like, what?
What is this? You'd be like, lighter. You'd be like, yes, it is proof. You can look and check. It is lighter. You say lighter, I say lighter. But what is this?
Yeah.
What is this? Like, what is wind? I don't believe in wind. I can't see wind.
You believe in religion. What is God? What is God? Show me God. Show me proof. I was like, man, I don't have time for this.
Light up the corner, yes. More get to use for the corner, man.
Content over everything. From your melody.
Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV. Listen.
COE.
Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV. I don't even listen to Sky Magic. I just listen to COE. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV. I don't even listen to Sky Magic. Man, just listen to COE. Man, just listen to COE. All of them are them. COE. You see me in COE. Over everything. COE. Like that hang up on your BBC. Man, don't know ITV. Not even listen to NM. They don't listen to COE.